Hello there. Today in SunkenLand, we're going to do a resource guide for the version 0.5 because everything has changed in this game from the earlier version. Lots of these islands have been reworked and redone, so the resources are all different. The underwater areas are still basically the same, but some of them have been removed. But it's mostly the land masses. Trying to find the iron and the cotton and all the key ingredients that you need at the start of the game is going to be difficult. And right over there is Castaway Island, which is different too. So that's a whole new experience almost on that this small island. Just small little changes on there make a big difference on finding resources and stuff like that in this game. And here is the location you probably want to go to right away, the trader outpost, so you can trade some goods. But some of the goods we are missing right away is going to be cloth. You can't buy cloth off of that guy. I wish you could. That would be nice. But we're going to have to make your own cloth with cotton and stuff like that because we won't need the backpacks right away. You need to start crafting your sack right away. You're going to dive down there and find some recipes and get the backpack because inventory space is the key. We're going to want to find all this stuff. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through all the resources that we had to find on the islands and where they are. So right now there is the trader outpost as a key location, and right there is Green Island, and that one has potatoes and cotton all over it. So there's lots of cotton. There's also copper on there. Copper used to be an issue, but not so much anymore. There's lots of copper nodes everywhere on lots of these islands, and now iron is the issue to actually try and find that. The other resources are not that hard to find anywhere else either. So, but yeah, you can see where that little flag is over there, the yellow one that says 27% right now. That is the corner of the island that you want to go there and check out on that green island. That's where the potatoes are. They're all grouped together, and lots of them are underwater. Most of them are underwater at the moment. It's not really good at making the map stuff right away, since the potatoes aren't supposed to grow underwater, but there's 20 of them under the ground. That's what it feels like. It feels like there's 20 of them underground. But that is a good resource right at the start of the game. An easy island to go there and conquer. Well, it's not too easy. There's 20 guys on there, but they have crossbows, so they don't really have guns, I believe. But you can deal with it with a nice big pick and being careful and just ninja. Go in there and ninja the potatoes and the cotton and run away if you have to. But you need that cotton for your resources to grow your backpacks and stuff like that. And the next issue is going to be iron for all that stuff that we're going to need, right? Because most of the other ingredients you can buy off the trader, loot stuff underground, sell it, trade it, and find all the other resources and all the other regular places without a problem. And that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about stuff like getting some iron and stuff like that. Because you go to the Green Island and go to these other islands nearby, and there's no iron anywhere. It's hard to find it. There's the one node on Castaway Island. That's not enough to do anything. You get less than 10 off of it. So there's not much going on there. We're gonna have to travel down to the south. That seems to be where most of the iron is for the earlier islands, at least. Not the farther away ones, but just the closer ones. So this is the Castaway Island where you start. This Prophecy Island down here does have a lot of copper on it too. There might be a little bit of iron on parts of the island. It's very slow on respawning, but where you want to go for the iron is over here at Small Rock Island. This is a new island, and there's just a big rock in the middle of it that's covered with iron nodes, and then there's a rock underwater that has some iron nodes on it too. So there's a ton of iron on the Small Rock Island to find and get. The other resources in this game you're going to get is the new resources, and we have the new titanium thing, which is called something else, and then you craft it into titanium. But those alloys are over here on the metal mine. So this is very far away. So that metal mine is very far away from the trading outpost, way to the north. But it is doable to go. You probably don't want to swim that far, so maybe get a boat first before you make your way up there. And these guys are hard. These are level 5 guys, since it goes in a circle around your little starting island for difficulty. I think these guys are level 5, but yeah, the metal is right on the edge, and there is a lot of iron nodes. Very easy to find on this one. The easiest to find for iron nodes. There's no copper on this island, I believe, but there is that new ore on there too. Not very much, but enough to get what you need on there, and that's for later games. So that's where you can find that newer ore. We'll go check out what the name of it in a second, and then the other stuff is going to be quartz. Now you can find quartz on a couple islands, but the easiest one to find it on right now, I believe, is going to be Radio Island down to the south. So here we are on the Castaway Island, so way down to the southeast, the most southeast island that we have on here. So there's nothing else around it really. Over here on Radio Island, it's a big radio dish on there, and you go on the top of the radio dish on the right hand side. There's going to be some crystals on the ground. Basically, they're going to look like a little tiny rock formation sticking out of the ground. Just a circle of tiny rocks, and that's where you're going to find that quartz. So that's where you get the quartz in this game for your resources. Because this guide is for me too. When I come back to the game in 6 months, when they do some updates, and now they redo some of the outer islands and then fix them up and all this other stuff that's going on in this game. So yeah, I'm going to need to find all that stuff, and of course you're going to want to find blueprints, because the other resources in this game are are not going to be a problem. We can craft most of them too, right? So we can craft lots of these things now, which was an issue before. We can craft components. There's a whole new node for components that you can find, a little circle thing that just gives you that. And leather you can get from fish now, because it used to be a pain to get leather, but you can buy leather off the vendor now too, so that's not an issue at all anymore. And then everything else in here is just easy to do. But what you really need to do is get that cotton up and running right away. At least that's what I found, because you're going to need a lot of cloth to start making more planters for yourself. And the more planters you have, the more cotton you can grow, then you can make more planters with that cotton. So you turn the cotton into cloth, and so on and so forth, and make as much planters as you want. This is just a small little farm. That's all I really needed. It's enough to do 20 potatoes, right? So, and the potatoes are really good for the alcohol. So you use that to craft alcohol. The best food in this game is going to be alcohol. So we have that for our food. And now, I'm getting attacked. That happens on there. But yeah, I love these landmines. You're going to want to go over and get all this stuff and get the landmines going up and running for the water. We can try and find out where all these guys are shooting from. And show you the landmines in action. They're over here. I just saw that blow up. Boom, boom, they blow up. That one's getting close. Boom, they're dead. Awesome. Awesome. Just awesome. And yeah, they respawn. See, that landmine just blew up. I think it's going to respawn soon. Oh, there's another guy coming from way over there. He's coming. Hey, stop it. But yeah, I think they're going to respawn. They should. I think that's they're coming. This guy's way over there. Yeah, you don't hear anything because I've got a silencer on this gun, which might crack it. In fact, I hit the guy. Okay, screw it. I need a better zoom. A better aim. There you go. Finally. Now, where's this other guy shooting you from? I think there's one guy left. Oh, that could have been the last guy. There you go. But yeah, these guys all blew up and the landmines are here. But anyways, we are in the water for a reason. For the last part of this video, we are going to search for the good shit, because we have our alcohol. There, it acts as a healing potion too for ourselves. But yeah, we're going to have to find the good recipes and stuff like that underwater. And how to find that stuff is, of course, look for the bubbly. You want the good shit, go for the bubbly. That's, the alcoholics, motto, I guess. Who knows? I need alcohol. I need it a lot. But I need a lot of stuff. But anyways, here we go. Here is the alcohol. You just find the bubbles. So underwater, you can see the bubbles from very far away. Each of these underwater zones will have a vault in it, and each zone will have a vault on. All the islands should have a vault in it too, and that's where the best stuff is going to be for your recipes and stuff like that. Because you're guaranteed to get, you're not really guaranteed to get a recipe, but you're very likely to get a good recipe. And I think that most of the time, they are all these places have a recipe lock in it, so you're guaranteed to get a certain recipe off of each of these places, and then they respawn. Then you'll get random stuff, and then you can get repeats because it's not really limited, like just one for one place for most of the stuff. It's not, it's weird how they do it. But anyways, just follow the bubbles and you'll find the vault. And so there it is right there on the floor. I can even loot it from the outside if I wanted to loot that right now. But that's how you can find it. The other places, you want to search for the other ones. They're not going to really have bubbles, but the cloth covered boxes are going to have recipes, and the lockers will have some recipes and items in it. You want to loot that kind of stuff too. But if you want to loot Target and you're at the start of the game, hey, I got my little backpack, and that 5 storage spots is just not enough. I want some good stuff on, and I don't have to worry. That's where you get it. Yeah, right there. That could be the backpack recipe. Just follow the bubbles and get your recipes. So that's how you get that's how you find and target the recipes in the underwater areas, is go for the bubbles. I think that's about it. That's all you really need for the resource guide in this game, is where they are. So we covered all the key major things that you're going to need. It's, you need that cotton right away, and you need some nice basic food source with those potatoes to get right away too, if you want to grow them or just eat them right off the bat. But that's where they are, right over there on the green island. Just go for the closest and mine the crap out of get the iron off the small little rock island over there. That's really easy. There's like 5 guys over there, and your wooden spear is going to be good enough, and then you can go ahead and find the other resources at the end of the day. Just remember that the metal island, it's okay to go there if you're weak, because the metal is on the outside and the guys are pretty far in the middle. You can probably get there safely, and that is also where one of the locations is for that other good metal, which is called what's it called? It is called andesite. So there's andesite, which you make into titanium over there, and that's what the quartz looks like. And we got the quartz off of that other radio dish island over there. There could be some more on some of these outer islands too. That might have some stuff. This one here doesn't have anything. anything. It's just a base of guys right now, so that's not done yet. So maybe later it'll have stuff, but it's the islands that will have stuff. And if you're looking for a big influx of copper, the power plant will have lots, but that is radiation zone, so that is very much later. And those guys are really tough too. So yeah, that's good. You go there for a big fight, unless you want to use any of the bugs that I have in the other videos that you want to use and exploit it, and then you don't have to worry about those guys. But you still have to worry about getting a lot of. That's what I'm looking for. Is this stuff right here? As you can get to buy that off the vendor. So yeah, go around there and loot all this junk, and then sell this junk. All this cosmetic junk to the vendor. It sells for a lot, and then you should get the resources fine. And since this is a resource guide with the vendor stuff on there, we should do the vendor tip in here too. I'm going to have a tips video that's going to have all those tips in there too. But this here vendor, these blueprints right here, this one right here is different from the other blueprints. It has a different color to it, and it's cheaper by half of these compared to these other two. So what I recommend is when you're going in here and selling your junk, always buy this recipe. This guy respawns it in every like 15-20 minutes or whatever. But yeah, just go over there, and that's junk and that's junk. There we go. We got a deal. I can buy some coins and do that, trade it in later. But yeah, just mix and match your stuff and see what you can get for your deals off there. But yeah, just always buy that recipe and then bring it over to here, and all your other recipes that you don't need anymore and that you already have because you get lots of doubles, to put it in your waste over here, because this is where you're going to get your recipes for your gun parts. There's lots of gun parts that you can't really find as items when you're deconstructing your guns and stuff like that. Those extra things that you can get now for that, and that's where you learn those recipes. So there's a ton of recipes to learn, and you get repeats. So yeah, right at the start of the game, even before you have even before you have the gunsmith place or anything in this game, if you have extra coin and you bought all the scrap metal and wood that you want to buy, if you want to buy that kind of stuff, just go ahead and get that recipe if you can afford it. And then always try and keep getting it if you can afford it with the junk that you have or any other items that you want to get rid of and sell. It's because it'll save you a lot of time at the end of the day by plugging that recipe in there, getting about that 25 points, and that's the cheapest one. So I wouldn't recommend doing the other ones unless you're rich, which I probably should do since I'm probably rich in this game. I don't know how rich it's going to be, but yeah, I got like over 100 coins now and lots of this other thing. I got lots of porno magazines, I guess, in there, lots of cigars to smoke. But that's what I would recommend you do, and that's where the resources are. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.